गुड मॉर्निंग फ्रेंड्स। आज हम सेल्सफोर्स में इंटीग्रेशन के टॉपिक पर इंटरव्यू में कुछ क्वेश्चन पूछे जाते हैं। तो कुछ क्वेश्चन देखते हैं, तो स्टार्ट करते हैं। व्हाट इज द इंटीग्रेशंस? इंटीग्रेशन इज द प्रोसेस of connecting to the application or topical enterprise user money application, many or the most of the which are not the design to work with on another out of the box. Integrating separate but related app help organizations achieve greater level of operation consistency, efficiency, and quality. Each application can have a data, business logic, presentations, and security layer, all of which are possible target for the integration. This page is not overall launch point of exploring the virus integration option related to host.com and other Salesforce platform technology. Next questions. What are the possible way to the integrate with Salesforce host.coms? User interface integrations combine the UI of two or more app to create composite app with little or no work, no rework on of the UI of each individual app. One example is using the Force.com canvas business logic integrations. It used to Apex web service for the inbound and Apex callout for outbound. It typically handle a scenario where the business logic is spread across several application to implement the complete end-to-end business process. An example would be building complex logic and of the data received before committing into the Salesforce. Data integrations, it used to SOAP API and REST API. It typically handles data synchronizations requirement where one application in the enterprise act as a primary source for a particular business object like account. Next questions. What is a web service? Web service is a functionality or code which help to us to do integrations. Web service are open standard XML, SOAP, HTTP based web application that is integrated with other web application for the purpose exiting data. Web service can be converted your the exiting application to into the web application. Next question. What is a protocol? Protocol is a set of the manually accepted in implemented rules at both end of the communications channels for the proper exchange of information. Next question. How many types of the API available in Salesforce? REST API, SOAP API, bulk API, streaming API, metadata API, charters REST API, user interface API, analytics REST API, Apex REST API, Apex SOAP API, tools API. Next questions. When to us REST API? REST API provides the powerful convenient and a simple REST-based web service interface in the interacting with Salesforce. It is an advantage include the case of integration and the development, and it is an excellent choice to technology for use which mobile application and a web project. For the certain project, you may want to say REST API with other the Salesforce REST API to the build UI for creating, reading, updating, and deleting the records, including the building UI for list view the action and development. Checklist used to user interface API to the build UI for the chatters community or the recommendations. Use chatter REST API if you have any many records to the process consent using the bulk API, which based on the REST principle optimized for large set of data. Next, when to use to SOAP API? SOAP API provides to powerful convert and simple SOAP based web service interface for interest interacting with of Salesforce, you can use to SOAP API to the create and retrieve update or the delete records. You can also use to SOAP API and perform the search and much more. Use SOAP API is a language that is support web service. For example, you can the SOAP API integrate Salesforce with your the org, ERP, and finance system. You can also deliver real-time sales and support information to the company portals and populate critical business system with the customer information. Next, when to use to charters REST API. Use to charter REST API display charter feeds users of group and followers. Especially is mobile application charter REST API also to provide the programmatic access to files, recommendations, the topic, the notification data can be the purchasing and more. Charter REST API is similar to the API offered by the companies with the feeds, such as Facebook and Twitter's, but is also exposed Salesforce features behind the charters. Next, use charter REST API display charters feeds, user group and followers. Especially is mobile application charters REST API also the provide the programmatic access to files, recommendation topic, the notification data.com, purchasing the and done more. Charter REST API is similar to the API offered by other companies with feeds such as Facebook and Twitter's, but is also exposed Salesforce feature in behind the charters. Next, when to us streaming the API. Used to streaming API to receive the near real-time stream of the data that are based on the change into Salesforce record or custom payload. For the Salesforce record the change, Salesforce the publish notification when the changes occur. For the custom notification, you can be published event message. Subscribe can be received the notification using the commit API and implementation of the BIX protocol that is similar push technology client and subscribe to the some type of the event with the triggers declarativity with process builder and the close. Next questions. When to use Apex REST API? Use Apex REST API when you want to the expose you are the Apex classes and methods, so that is the external application can be accessed over the code for the REST architecture. Apex REST API support both of the or 2.0 and section the ID at authorizations. Next questions. When to use Apex SOAP API? Use to Apex SOAP API when you want to the expose Apex methods as a SOAP web service API. So that is the external and application can be accessed through the codes or the SOAP. Next question, Apex SOAP API support the both and or the 2.0 and section ID the authorizations. Next question, when to us tooling the API. Used to tooling API integrate the Salesforce metadata with other the system metadata type of are the exposure of the object. You can access to the compound of the complex type. This fields leave the access separate of operation on complex metadata type. You can also build and custom development tools for the forecast.com application. For the example, used to tooling the API to manage and deploy working copies and Apex classes and the triggers and Visualforce page and compounds. You can also set the checkpoint to help dumb market execute anomalous Apex and the access login and code coverage and information. Next question, what is a call in and call out? Call in used to the exposing over the web service to another system. Call out the enables you to tightly integrate your the Apex with of the external service by the making call to an external web service to all sending the HTTP request from the Apex code, and that is then receiving the response. Next question, what is the WSDL? WSDL web service description language. It is an XML document that is a described web service WSDL describe the Microsoft Simple Object Access Protocol, SOAP, and IBM network, the assembly, the service visualization language, NASSL, WDSL replace both the SNL, WSL, and SOAP at a means of the expressing expressing business service in the UDDI Strand. It is used to the combination with SOAP and XML schema to provide the web service over the internet and client the program the connecting web service can be read to the WSDL to the determine what function are available on the servers in the special dynamic used to the enables in the WSDL in the form of the XML schema. The client can be the SOAP and actually can on of the function listed with WSDL. There are two type of the WSDL in Salesforce Enterprise WSDL and partners at WSDL. Next question: what is the difference between the enterprise WSDL and partners WSDL? Enterprise WSDL, the enterprise WSDL in strongly type. The enterprise WSDL is a type bound to the specific configuration of the Salesforce specific organization Salesforce configurations. The enterprise WSDL change if modification the custom object are the made of the organization Salesforce configurations. Next, partners WSDL. The partners WSDL is a loosely type. The partners WDL can be used to the reflect against integrate any configuration of the Salesforce, any organization Salesforce configuration. The partners SWDL is a static and hence does not change if modification are made by on organization the Salesforce configurations. Next questions. How SOAP can be the access? SOAP can be communicate through the SWDL files. Without the SWDL files, we cannot be integrations. Message format the is SOAP XML. Next question: how to the generate the SWDL files? Go to the setup, develop Apex classes. Click on the Apex classes. Click on the generate SWDL buttons. Generate SWDL code. Then from the class, say as a SWDL files and any system terms. Next question: how to the custom external SWDL files in application from the setup. Enter the Apex class in the quick find box. Then select Apex classes. Next, click the general of SWDL. Click of the browser, the navigate to the SWDL document. One you are the local hard on network of type in that is full far. This is SWDL document is the basic for the Apex class you are the creating. Next, click with SWDL to the verify to the SWDL document content to the application generate the default class name of the fetch in new space SWDL document and the reports in users purchasing files if the SWDL and contain the schema type of the context that is are not supported by the Apex classes or if the resulting classes exiting that is 1 million characters emit on the Apex classes. For the example, Salesforce SOAP API SWDL cannot be PS. Modify the class and name of the desired way. You can say more that than you the SWDL namespace into the single class by using the same class name of the each namespace and Apex classes can be the more than is a 1 million characters totals. Next, click the generate Apex. The final page of the wizard they show which of the classes were successfully generated along with of the any address or the classes that the page also the provide a link to the view the successfully generated course. Next questions. What is the remote site setting? Remote site setting is used to the authorize in point and allow used to the when integrated in the users. Next question: how to many way to XML site XML processing. There are two ways to XML processing: XML stream, XML DOM. Next question: how to the rate to root element in the XML DOM, get root element. Next question: how to read child element in the XML DOM. get child's element. Next question, how to read to all child element in the XML DOM, get child's element. Next question, how to read to text between the tag, get text. Next question, how to SOAP and REST will be communicate. SOAP will be communicate through the SWDL files. REST will be communicate through the HTTP protocols. Next questions. What is the difference between the SOAP and REST API? SOAP API is the simple object access protocol. SOAP in as is an attempt to the defined as standard for the creating web service API. It is a partner's web service architectures which specific the basic the rules to be the consider will be designing web service platform. It is a topically used to HTTP and LoA7 protocol, although this is not mandatory. The SOAP message itself to consider of the involved and inside of which are the SOAP headers and body. The actual configuration we want to the send. It is a based on of the standard XML format is designing especially into the transport and the store structured data. So may also refer to the form of the XML that is a in OLOPs used to SOAP is a nature standard and the have the many system, but is not used to the many to functionality. But in yesterday we will be some consider if slow it is a provide to heavy set of functionality which is necessarily in any cases is might now the best solution for the browsers based of the client to is the custom format support data in the form of the XML only and not the SJON required to SWDL from the integrations used to SOAP API in any language that is a support web service. Next, REST API, the representational state transfer REST representational represent nationals present externals state transfer. It REST is another architecture pattern research oriental and can be alternative to SOAP. Unlike the SOAP based and full application used to the HTTP built in headers with of the variety of made type of the carry meta and information and get post API put and delete work to the perform. Operation REST is a resource oriented and used to the clean URL and RESTful URL support both XML and JSON format. Prefer for the mobile and web app since JSON being the lighter the app runs and is smoother and faster. Next questions. What is the JSONs? Yes, JSONs stand for the JavaScript object notations. JSONs is like to better than XML when the exchanging the data between the browser and the server. The data can only be text. JSON is a text, and we can convert in the JavaScript object into the JSON and send to the JSON to the server. Next, what is the methods and REST? HTTP PG retrieve the data identified by the URL. HTTP post create and resource or post data to the servers. Next, HTTP delete is resource identified by the URL. HTTP put create or replace the resource sent in the request body. Thank you, friends. मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में. Thank you. Bye.